Houston Real Estate Radio.
Thanks for tuning in to Houston Real Estate Radio this Sunday. I'm here in the RREA.com studio over in Spring, Texas with my guest, Mary Scalli, talking about holiday decorating and home staging. She's the owner of Simple Elegance and North Houston Blinds. As an accredited staging professional, she can help you sell your home faster and for more money. So let's start with talking about some Christmas decorating. What do you think's popular this year? Any new trends coming out?
Well, I think that the biggest thing is it's, with the economy and everything, it's about the family and the simplicity at home. Keeping that home just so warm and cozy for their families as they celebrate this holiday season.
What do you think about the holiday lighting, exterior lighting on houses? I know some people pay to have professionals come in and light the whole house, and then other people kind of do it themselves. You think there's more of one or the other?
I think it depends upon what your budget is this year, and generally that kind of guides everything. But when you're seeing homes lit, the exterior of the home, the rooftop and everything, I think it tends to be more that they're hiring for that. But if it's just the yard, generally they're doing it themselves.
Do you ever drive by those yards that are just kind of a hodgepodge of all kinds of different stuff and think it's a little over the top?
My thing is I don't like the blow up stuff.
Yeah.
I love the natural, like the beautiful natural reindeers and Santa sleighs. I think those are gorgeous, or even like angels cut out of wood. Mm-hmm. But when there's just too much, it's too much.
Mm-hmm. So go simple.
Simple. It's much more elegant.
What do you think about colored lights? Keep it simple and stay white, or use color?
Again, you know what? I think you can do either. And we're seeing all of the above. You see the colored lights, and they can be pretty. And I used to be one that was white lights only. But you know what? If it's done well, it can be gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes the kids like the colored lights.
It's more fun. And I think going down to River Oaks, you're going to see tons of things that are done beautifully. Just be careful. Don't overdo it, and don't get sloppy on things. And don't get tacky.
Yeah, don't be tacky. Hide the cords.
Exactly.
Hide the cords. All right, so what about Christmas trees? Still using the pre-lit, or are people going back to the natural trees?
Well, I think you're seeing both here. In Texas, it's so much easier to have a pre-lit. Mm-hmm. They don't die. They're fresh all the time. And you can just use pine spray in your home or pine candles to make it sound. And it's much, much easier. And overall, you know what? Pull it out of the attic and it's ready to go. However, there still are some traditional people that really, really want to have that real Christmas tree. Mm-hmm. The only thing is that here in Texas is we tend to decorate right after Christmas or right after Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. And by Christmas, that real tree is really struggling to stay alive.
Yeah, well, the heat here, I mean, it's just really warm,
Yep.
What do you think about the trees? I've seen a lot of white trees this year. Are those popular?
Those are very popular. A lot of the snowflake trees are gorgeous. And also, when you're using a lot of stuffing to really make that tree really popular and beautiful, it's so elegant. It's so sweet. The simplicity on it, gorgeous. And you can get a lot of the stuffing at Michael's and at Hobby Lobby for really good prices after Christmas for your next year's Christmas tree.
So you should really plan ahead for what you're going to be doing next year so you can buy after Christmas this year.
Absolutely. You know what? When we had my store on Cape Cod, a little secret is we always bought Christmas right after Christmas because even wholesale, they couldn't match the prices we got. We'd go into Joann's and get their little picks for 70% off. I mean, they were basically giving them to us. And so if you plan well, you can have fabulous trees for a lot less.
On the Christmas trees, do you think it's better to have a themed tree and go with, one color or a few colors? Or do you think, because a lot of people like to kind of do their decorations or their ornaments that they've collected over the years, and it tends to look a little hodgepodge. It's not really a themed tree. What do you think?
You know what? I think you can do both. I tend to do I decorate with black and gold, and I do use all of my ornaments that we've collected over the years. However, for the kids' ornaments, I do a separate tree with fun lights and with my son's ornaments on that so that it doesn't really mess up my pretty tree. And you want the kids involved. It is about the kids. So when they have their own Christmas tree, it's really special to them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Do you think that the swags are still in, or are people putting wreaths back on the front door? Because, there for a while, we saw a lot of swags. What do you think?
Swags and wreaths are both appropriate.
Either one?
It depends upon what your door is. A lot of times long, tall doors look beautiful with a long swag, and shorter doors look better with a wreath. And if you have two doors, you want to make sure that both of those are mirror images of each other.
I really like how the ornaments now are, most of the ornaments that you get are less breakable. I find that my kids can actually help me decorate the tree, because we use the cheaper ornaments. They still look good, but they don't break as easily.
Exactly. They bounce.
They bounce. That's right. They bounce. The little tops may come off of them, but they do bounce. So I really like that, because I know as a child, everything was so breakable. You had to be so careful.
Right.
And now my kids can decorate almost the whole tree by themselves and have fun with it, and I don't have to worry about it.
Right. And you're not yelling and screaming
Right.
and don't break this. I remember my son, when he was little, I would say, don't you dare throw that and break my lamps. And when he'd get mad at me, he'd be like, I'm going to break your lamps. And you want the kids to have fun.
Sure.
And the stores, Costco and Hobby Lobby, they have beautiful ornaments today that are the non-breakables, and you can use them everywhere. And another great way to use ornaments throughout the house is, like, you got old vases. Put a bunch of ornaments into a vase or into a bowl, and put it as your centerpiece. Very easy, very simple, and the kids can help you. You can also add like kosher salt and make it look like there's some snow at the bottom.
Oh, that's a good idea. I like that.
Coffee beans or something like that, just to give it a little bit more texture. But ornaments can get you a long way throughout the house, and they just are very, very festive.
What about the little villages? Are they still popular? People still putting up villages in their homes?
I think it's according to the person.
Are they more traditional?
That's a more traditional. And if that's your collection, that's a great thing to do, because it's personal and simple to your home or to you. However, if you are getting close to putting your house on the market, I would recommend to take those away.
Okay. So let's talk about that. If you're going to sell your house this holiday season, should you even put up a Christmas tree?
I think you should, but I would keep it much more on the simplistic manner versus going way out to your house to do your whole decorating for your house.
And maybe make it a little less personal.
Exactly, because you are selling your space and not your stuff. But you also have to live in your home while your house is on the market. So it's very, very important that there is a little bit of personal time for the season, but don't go overboard.
Put a wreath on the front door, you think?
I think you should.
What else do you think?
It welcomes you.
Yeah, it does. It does. What do you think about, are there any other good tips you can give us for simple holiday decorating? I love the ornaments in a vase. Everybody's got that. Everybody's got extra ornaments. Everybody's got those vases from when they got flowers years ago, and that's just perfect. Anything else?
Well, also where we live here in spring, we've got beautiful pine cones right outside. Actually,
and acorns too.
Acorns, they're all natural. You bring those inside, throw some gold on them, some glitter, and you got cheap, inexpensive, very inexpensive, free. And also just sticks from outside. They're beautiful. It's all natural. Mix them with some cinnamon sticks. Actually, on easyhomedecorating.com this morning, I was looking, and somebody actually took the curling ribbon and started that as her basis for a centerpiece, and then just added some Christmas balls, some pine cones, some a few little stuffers from picks of little greenery and everything, and all of a sudden, voila, it's a beautiful centerpiece.
Wow.
And did it cost anything? Really? No.
Yeah, so it really doesn't matter. I mean,
beautiful.
even if you don't have a budget for Christmas decorating, you can still do it.
You can do
glitter
it.
goes a long way.
And you know what? Also, there's like a picture I always put up every year. It was my son's, I think it was a preschool thing of a reindeer he made. You know, it's precious. It is so cute. Yeah. Mix those in. Make sure that the kids feel that, you know what, those simple gifts that they gave are a very important part of the decorating.
And if you want to put a tree in your child's room and you don't have the space to do it, one of the things you can do is take that big paper and use green paint on their hands to make a tree on the paper, and then they can make paper ornaments to put on it. So you can still have a tree in the room. You know,
that's a fabulous idea.
So what do you think about trains at Christmas time? Very traditional, but I love them. What do you think?
I do too. You know what? Actually, we have a train, and my son said, "Mom, are we putting it up?" I'm like, "No, not. It doesn't go with my pretty tree. Sorry." But you know, again, if you've got small kids, that's perfect. That is perfect because you've got to bring them in, and they just can lay there for hours and hours. It's entertainment for them. For hours, looking at that train go round and round and round and round. They're precious.
So, when you're staging your home, tell us first, okay, the difference between staging and decorating, because a lot of people don't really know the difference. What is staging versus decorating?
Big difference. Decorating is personal. Staging is depersonalizing your home. Staging is really making your home appeal to the broadest number of buyers, because there are things that can just turn a person off from a home very easily, and a stager is going to come through and really, really, really look at those things. I've told you this story before. You know, my parents didn't buy a house because there was a stack of magazines that were just really not appreciated, and that was a big loss to the buyer, but it was literally a stack of magazines that turned them off on it. And so what a stager is looking for is to make sure that your house is going to appeal to the most number of buyers, because you have no control over who's going to enter that house. Right.
That's so true. That's so true. And it can just be a single thing that turns off a buyer. I think the biggest single thing that I've seen turn off a buyer is smell. Walking in and smelling a dog or a cat.
And they walk right out. They don't even have time to look at the house. Because there was something so small as that. And that's probably something that you wouldn't even notice because you're so used to that smell in your home.
Right. You also do Hunter Douglas and Norman shutters and blinds. Tell us about those.
Well, I love the Norman shutters and the Hunter Douglas blinds. They are fabulous, fabulous product. And when buying a home, those are things that you want to look at, you know. Am I going to have to invest in those?
They can be expensive.
They can be very expensive. But what Norman does is they give a great product for a lot less money. Hunter Douglas has the best window treatments on the market, but you are going to pay for them. But they have the most up-to-date technology on everything. I also do carry Alta window treatments as well, and that is actually a subsidiary of Hunter Douglas. They use a lot of Hunter Douglas's technology, but it's a lot less money. So it really is a great savings to you, the customer.
And you also do blinds and you do ready-made and custom drapes as well.
That's correct.
So drapes can really make a house.
They just, it's like putting the necklace on when you're getting ready for that
party. It's kind of
like
a frame, a frame for a picture.
It just frames it in. It makes it homey. It does bring your personal taste into a home. And a home is not a home until you add your stuff into it.
That's right.
But when you're selling a house, you want it to be a house, which is a big difference. A house and a home. Home is where you live. A house is a commodity.
So how can people contact you if they have questions on staging or decorating?
You can either give me a call at 1-877-458-8254, or you can send me an email, mary@blindstx.com, which is BLINDSTX.com.
All right, we'll be right back after this commercial break.